You
Oh,
live,
y'all, hold
Rich.
on for 1 minute. I'm ready. I'm about ready. There we go. I'm ready. Let's get it. Let's get it. Right now.
You live, Rich.
Okay. All right. I'm just gonna hold it. What's going on, folks? Y'all all right? Y'all all right? Hey, well, look, Mick, we're gonna go and get this show started off right. We're gonna start off with the elevator. We ain't gonna wait till the end like they did this morning, you know what I'm saying? And then, kind of thinking about like that, they wanted to, say that we was kind of late bringing it up. That's was my thing, the time to finally speak. I mean, Art gave 45 minutes of a lot of information, a lot of subjects. And one of the first subjects was the elevator. And people wanted to know what the elevator had to do with those 45 minutes of what Arthur was talking about. And those 45 minutes, some of those 45 minutes, all of the start of those 45 minutes, and the main thing that they wanted to see what that elevator had to do with was that case that was going on, far as was the people getting on or off the people in the conversation, where they was from. I'm going to answer that off real. It had nothing to do with those 45 minutes. When Pastor Theokel said that he was wrong for bringing it up, he was right. Because he was wrong because the elevator had nothing to do with what took place in that courtroom. It had nothing to do with it. Nothing at all. The people that was involved in this elevator conversation, and I can get into this elevator conversation also too, but maybe at a later date, maybe later on in this podcast. Anyway, so the elevator incident had nothing to do with that case. Now, if you're on Facebook and you heard the last song that I played by Flintstone, Sharon Ray, the Bedrock Diva, if you heard that song, when she said no charges, just walk away free, that's what they're trying to do now. That song is like 3, 4 years old, but it's still true to this day. And my take, because I like to get straight to the point. I like it like I don't like a whole lot of conversation when I can knock it out in 5 or 6 sentences. I'd rather go and give it them 5 or 6 sentences. But my whole take of this trial situation that's going on, and what it is a set, because there's so many people that's being charged. A set after set after set is coming up saying it's been too long to charge us, let us free. And good defense, I have been saying reason why not to say no, this trial needs to go on. And I think we got one more of these groups of people to stand up and say that they want their charges dropped before the judge decide if they're going to go on with these cases and they're going to drop these cases. We wouldn't even be here. And I got a lot of people on here that have been to court before, so I got just when I say this, it's just plain old proof. The charges never should have been dropped. It's a such thing as, especially in this time where you can add evidence to the trial and they can argue that whether or not it's going to be able to be allowed, uh, is stuff that and if the prosecutor say they want to drop something, then I don't think the defense is going to say, no, you can't drop that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think that all of them charges ever should have been dropped. That way, whatever process they took when they started themselves starting all over. You see what I'm saying? When they called themselves starting all over, whatever this new process is, it wouldn't even got there because they could have made their amendments or their changes or their arguments or whatever and held them people accountable by now. So it's just a game. And let me also say this, because I was wearing this hoodie and I wasn't sitting in the front row cheering when they announced that they were dropping all their charges. And I spoke on the mic and I said then that number one, they should have been asking Eric May some questions so they could be piecing some of this evidence and stuff up to charge this man. They should have, because y'all gotta remember, Eric had that 267 million that comes up every now and then that was misappropriated, called the Flint Water Crisis Water Fund or something like that, to where Snyder spent it all, but a lot of people blamed it on this lady right here. A lot of people. You know what I'm saying? So, just to make something clear about that, we got to be aware of who our friends are and who our frenemies is. And we're going to get off of that right there. Now, if we would have had these trials or whatever, been through this process of whether or not she's going to move on, charge him or whatever, it shouldn't be here if they wouldn't have dropped all those charges and had to go all the way back. Oh, we couldn't have got a conviction. We couldn't have got a conviction. Now y'all know legally, if they look through them, like I said, everything, this law book of laws that the judges got to go through, that these prosecutors and attorneys is pulling up, they all pulling up good quotes and past decisions and cases for the prosecutors to prosecute and for the defense to get them to drop. So it's some laws that saying, yeah, y'all took a little bit too long. And then there's some law like, no, they was in the time limit. And both sides are arguing it, whether the judge is going to say they took too long or no, they didn't take too long is the question. So, and I'm going to reiterate, the incident on the elevator, the people involved on the elevator had nothing to do with any of that. It should not have been brought up today. Now, let me say this also. I don't expect no apology, and I ain't giving no apology. And I have been given the apologies, and I haven't given any apologies because I'm not giving any apologies because I did not do anything wrong when that question came up. I didn't do anything wrong. And it ain't my fault that somebody that didn't listen at all. Because all I was trying to explain is at this present time, that's what the comment is about. They've been going along with you for 45 minutes. Of course, whatever you said 45 minutes ago ain't going to be on the bottom of my screen when it comes to comments. And if you would have listened, you wouldn't have dissed those people. And let me break this down peacefully and carry on with our conversation about various ways of standing for something. In this situation, I feel that people could have been doing whatever they was doing. They could have viewed it on YouTube. They could have viewed it on Facebook. They should have been able to view it on YouTube. They should have been able to view it on Facebook. They should have been able to have online sessions. It should have been on TV. Should have been, this is about a whole city being poisoned, a whole city that still can't drink water from a tap. And those 45 minutes, what the portion of the how much water had this and that in it is a whole lot of information given. But the bottom line about all of that is we still got water that you can't drink from the tap. No matter how much this house text, how much this house text, at the bottom, at the end of the day, ain't neither one of them put no cup up under there and say, let's get it. Right on. So we we good with that. But I just had to, explain that. Now, when it comes to standing for something, that right there should have been made viewable everywhere. We shouldn't have had to come into that already crowded courtroom. And let me say this: I was one of the 1%, well, really less than 1% of the city of Flint that was in that courtroom today. So when you say that we should have been in that courtroom, you're talking about over 99% of the city of Flint. And you say that after I tell you, they've been commenting with you all day, they've been agreeing with you all day, and you don't listen. And then when I finally get my 10 seconds out of an hour, you still don't hear that. And I made that very clear that the people was commenting with you for 45 minutes. That happened to be at the bottom of my screen when I finally got a chance to speak. That's all. And like I said before, after I said that, before you made a 10-minute rant, after I said that, before, because we was arguing a little bit because I was trying to stop you from ranting and just tell you, hold on, I was trying to stop you. I wasn't arguing with you. Why should I be mad? You the one went on a 10-minute rant talking about people that was listening and agreeing with you for 45 minutes. You did that. I'm trying to stop you from doing it. And then after you go on your 10-minute rant, and then we get another 10-minute rant, I calmly explain. Another 5-minute rant. I calmly explain that just happened to be on the bottom of my screen when I finally got a chance to speak. But let's talk about that a little bit more. I'm sorry. I'll talk about that a little bit more because I understand why you got so mad when we brought that up. But once again, like I said, the people wanted to tie in the elevator and the 45 minutes of information you was given. And especially the few minutes that you had put on that courtroom. They wanted to know what that, like some of them were thinking it was an attorney that said something or somebody that was on trial, or anybody on the other side of the gate. But it was everybody from our side of the gate in that elevator conversation. So once again, it never should have came up. Never should have came up. But I understand why you mad. But I ain't had nothing to do with none of that. None of that. None of that. I tried to help you. I tried to stop you. You did not listen. You didn't listen. You didn't listen. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. So that's one way you can stand for something. You can go into the courtroom and listen to them argue their case on dropping and proceeding. How you doing, Sin? Now, there's another way. You can get buses and you can travel and you can stop. You can meet locally and do the same thing. Or you can get petitions. You can file lawsuits. You can, that's a good that's a good thing you're doing, man. You know, it's a lot of different ways you can show support. Um, it's a lot of people that show lame support. I support this. I support this. You know what I'm saying? And they ain't trying to hear you when you say this or that. They only paying. That's the only thing they want to hear. That's the only thing they about. That's the only decision that they're going to lay with. You know. Then you got people like me that gets along with people like that. Get along with people like me. Get along with people that think similar in some ways, not so similar in other ways, and just but when it's time to do something good for the people, let's do it. And that's and you got some that's they support few. It's just different lanes, different strokes, different concentrations for different people and different ways. Because let me say this again, like I had to say for Satara. Just because you don't see her on social media, just you don't cause you don't see her hollering about doing something like these people that were cleaning up for votes, don't mean they ain't doing that. Just because you don't know it, don't mean they ain't doing nothing. So when they come out and say they do something, you gonna diss them and start talking about their mama and all something we recognize and respect because there's things that you're doing that they don't know about. Oh, it's a big world. Even a small deserted front. It's huge when it comes to stuff like that. People get jobs out of the city. People live like the hurricane. When we sleep, they up. When we up, they sleep. You don't know how everybody moving, what everybody doing, and all that. But we just got so much negative, and that's something else that came up out of that show. And then that's something else that I had to realize. There's always a such thing as somebody that pretend to be your friend and isn't your friend. There always tend to be that. There always tend to be somebody that can wiggle from Democrat to Republican to this side of the aisle, that side of the aisle, attack a Democrat hard, attack a Republican a little bit. It just you just had to pay attention. You just had to pay attention. My boy said they treated Flint like it's a third world city with dirty poison water. And that's the truth too, though. So let's talk about saving Flint, man. So the last I heard about these 600 houses, man, um, they got pending litigation and stuff. Oh, hold on. Let me go back. I'm sorry before I get into that. Let me also add another reason why it should be available everywhere, as far as what's taking place in all of those court proceedings, all the previous ones and all the ones after this one. And I hope it be a lot of them because they got to move on with these trials. You know, that should be viewed, national views, very easily. That all channels should be broadcasting all of those trials because it's a lot of misperception. People think our water is clean. We got elected officials acting like our water is clean, like we can drink from the tap, and that's not true. It's not true, and that's sad. So, Mick, we ain't got no comments in there yet, have we?
Yeah, you been there comments. I was just letting you talk.
Well, yeah, man, go on and bring the comments in for a minute, man.
Well, you already said hello to Cynthia. Hey, said hello, Richard. And Chris said they should use some of the hyper funds for reverse osmosis system for the residents. And then Chris said, "Who you speaking about, Rich?" Because I guess he came on. He didn't know who you were speaking about or what was
Um,
going on.
as far as the elevator, I'm talking about art. As far as when I talk about different behaviors coming from people, different motions and moves, I'm talking to new people that's getting involved in the movement because they're going to be meeting a lot of different people, and like I said, the people will take everything, and it's like everything is like the Bible, like this judge. It's laws that's saying that what the defense is saying is right, and there's also laws that saying that what the prosecutors are saying is right. It's up to the judge to wiggle between and decide which way she's gonna go. Everything is like that. So I just feel that these new people, instead of just coming in and listening to somebody, they need to pay. First of all, just focus on their issue and stay on that issue until they can make a change or a real movement towards switching the direction of that movement. Make a real difference, not just a pump faking. Do that, and while they're doing that, see how everybody moves, and then start seeing how you want to move, and always stick to what you believe in, and as people that believe like you believe, and keep a clear mind because it's a lot of people that just jump around. One election they wear orange. The next election they wearing blue and red. You know, some is like Don King. They go in the race with the back in the mayor. The mayor lose. They the first one taking the picture with the new mayor. You gotta, you just gotta pay attention. You guys gotta pay attention. And I had to speak like that because I'm encouraging people that have been disencouraged about voting and about politics to get involved in politics because whether you like it or not, the decisions that these elected officials are making, the time that these activists are taking or wasting is your livelihood. The end result is a part of your livelihood. These people on trial poison us. Bottom line. The defense is defending people that poison the whole city. Bottom line. The prosecutors are trying to bring some form of justice to the city of Flint, for the city of Flint. We lost everywhere else. The settlement, that's a L. Ain't nobody even got no checks yet, but it's a L when you get it. This is the city of Flint that I'm talking about, y'all. It's time that we get involved. We throw our weight. That's why I said a way of making a stand. Getting a petition together. Like, I want to form a committee. I'm going to form a committee that's going to get a petition to zero balance our water bills, because they don't want to do it right now with these Harper funds. And I ain't finna play with them next year. I done spoke for the longest. I done explained to them the councilmen can write resolutions stabilizing the water fund and zero balancing the residents' water account. Dan Kildee said it could be done. Eric May said it cost $21 million. I'm proposing $22 million, 11 this year, 11 next year. But if they're gonna let this year go by, because they can do it. Listen, they can spend those Harper funds, leave out the north side of Flint, or sprinkle something on the north side of Flint, and not zero balance our water account. Now, let's talk about the water fund. Dan, I should have had you type this up too. The water fund is stabilized right now. What do I mean by that? Even though you can't drink it, it's running. Am I right? Am I right? So, on paper, that stabilize it, and write some move some paper, because that's all you're doing, because it's been in the bank since May. You've been crying since May. Oh, we're waiting on instructions. Oh, we waiting on instructions. Been Harper spending it. The city council, our county commissioners are spending it. Detroit spending it. All kinds of people around Michigan spending it. But we waiting on instructions. Then when we get the instructions, we've already been crying about it, telling y'all how y'all can spend it and all this other stuff. Y'all act brand new. Oh, we want to hear from the people. You've been hearing from the people. Real talk. So that's basically that. And then I was like a little rant, wasn't it? But that's how I really feel, man. And it's time out, man, because we lose. That's why I had put on here them 600 houses, because just imagine this. They're talking about 600. It's really what, 1,400 meg? I wish Satara was on here, because she know the exact number.
Sure. Yeah, she do. I'm not for sure.
Yeah, but it's way more than 600 houses that the land bank is getting. Now, here's the good thing about it. And the reason why I'm saying just cutting it at, because legally, the city of Flint supposed to have these houses. They illegally gave them to the county, so the county has possession of them right now. So after litigation, let's hope that the city of Flint can get those houses back. And in the meantime, we do need to be writing petitions up, demanding that land bank give the city of Flint these houses. And then other little things like something that's saying we stand with Eric May's resolution that he wrote up that's helped save houses. We want to make we need to find some kind of way to make amendments to that, because I want to offer police officers houses to own and let them catch up on the taxes. Take people that working in others essential. Anybody that been working, that live in the city of Flint, work in the city of Flint, or just live in the city of Flint, pay rent in the city of Flint, give them a chance to own a home. Now, let's talk about these homeless people that put them in all these apartments that we finna empty. And if y'all want to keep building apartments, that put the homeless in them. Well, that's give the residents of the city of Flint houses. Let's stop building all these apartments. Let's get our pens and pencils and we'll do whatever we got to take to get that done. It's a lot that got to change. It's a lot of people that needs to be encouraged to join in. We're losing soldiers. Rest in peace to Tony Palladino Jr. and Priscilla Whaler. True water warrior. True water warrior. Palladino was the original water warrior. You know, we didn't lost a lot of good strong black people throughout the years leading up to this century. So we're gonna be in this hole for a little while longer, but I can see signs that we're coming out of it. And like I said before, we got a lot of new people paying attention. We just need to make. That's why you always hear me say, we got to stop these people from lying. We got to encourage these people to stop telling their friends that got that garbage song to put it out there. You got to hit. We got to stop that. We got to tell our friends the truth. We got to start telling our friends that, hey, you need to do something for the north side of Flint, man. It's time to cut this out. Hey, man, this garbage contract ain't right. Man, I know that ain't on the subject, but we can talk about that too. That garbage contract is crazy, man. They got up here and ran us over us, and we talking about everything else but that garbage contract. We need to make sure those hearings happen. We got a lot of issues. We got the Ajax situation. Flint is they should call the city of Flint the city of issues because we got them. We got them. We got them. We got them all kinds of ways. We got political issues. We got activist issues. We got school issues. We got board of director issues. We got teacher issues. We got after school activity issues. We got program issues. We got future building funds issues. The city of issues. And I ain't changing. If I see something that I done wrong, then I'm gonna acknowledge that I was wrong and I'm gonna, but I ain't never gonna apologize when I ain't had no reason to apologize. Never gonna do it. Never gonna do it. Nah. Nah. We gonna do better. You got any more questions for me, Mick?
Not right now, Rich.
Oh, that's good. That's good. So anyway, let's talk about some of those some changes that can be made with those houses. Um Housing, I already spoke on housing, giving policemen housing, giving people that been working that got a good history of paying their rent, just good history of working the house. You know, if they've been paying rent for a long time, they can keep the taxes up. That's gonna give them a break. That's gonna make this city something for people to look forward to growing up in. I mean, that's start this. This should be the trend. You make it to high school, you go to college, or you get you a trade, whatever. You start working. Um, Between there and working for a little while, you move out of your mama house. You move into an apartment. You establish good rental history or whatever, or you rent a house or whatever. You just establish you a good history of rent, paying your rent on time and not having nonsense come to your house. Give them a home. When you that's when you in your like late 30s, 40s, you should be you hopefully a lot of y'all will be a lot of y'all 35 and it's been working in the shop 7, 8 years, couple more years, give y'all a house. That's that start helping, that start helping people. People that have been holding their jobs, holding up, keeping it going. Let's help them. Let's give them a house. It's way easier to work and pay your taxes than work and pay your rent. As soon as something go wrong, you can't pay your rent. You ain't got no time to hustle up your money. You in trouble. You have months to get that little bit of money up to pay your tax. It's it's just common sense we need. Let me say something else. If any of y'all, and I'm gonna get the number. I'm gonna find. I had the number, but I'm gonna trace it back. And that number that I'm getting is to Dan Kildy, Jim Internet, Brian Nolan, Sheldon Neely. Um, I ain't calling Cynthia Neely. It's a waste of time, but eventually we'll send something to her way. But anyway, we need to fight for one of those battery plants. Those we need to capitalize off of those batteries. And I'm talking about the batteries that are charging these cars of the future. We need to get in on that. We need to do something about cities that don't need them. They're already flourishing. They flourish even through depression. They flourish. We don't do good doing good times. You know, we need to have assets. We need to capitalize off of that. We need to capitalize off of that. Remember what I said earlier. It's a whole lot of lanes. This is, you got an Ajax lane, you got this trial lane, we got a whole lot of lanes. We got the Harbor Funds lane, but a lane that can ease all of that pain is a lane that will bring a business that will bring money in the frame instead of have us spend with each other, circulate locally. You know, that's everything that, and it's okay, but it's a lot of circulation amongst us, and that's okay. But the key to any good machine, whether it's like a basketball team, the money coming in, the money that the arena is bringing in, the money that the franchise is bringing. It ain't about how it's circulating; it's about how it's bringing it in. Because if it ain't coming in, then the franchise is shutting down. same as the city. We got to think of somewhere of bringing money in. I think I said earlier, baby, we need a City of Flint record company where we start helping artists promote, send people around, or whatever. However we can use the music, some kind of import bring money in. Like those trucks, they're going out of Flint. Maybe they're not even bringing money into Flint, because maybe the plant that made them ain't in Flint. They're just paying Flint to store them. I don't know. But anyway, those trucks are not being sold in the city of Flint. They're being moved out and circulate. Money coming in. We need money coming in. That's what we need to be thinking about. That's what we need to be pushing. That's what we need to be fighting about. We need to be fighting about who got the best way to bring some money into this place. My plan is better than your plan. My ideal is greater than your ideal. That's what we should be over here fighting for. We should be telling people, vote for me because my ideal to bring some money in here is this. It's election time, folks, and I'm kicking it to y'all before we get early, before everybody start flooding your mailbox with mail, telling you vote for me, telling you vote for me. It's sad that the people are getting nothing when it comes to quality, when it comes to people that want to change these laws. You don't hear nobody running trying to change this master plan because it's a terrible master plan in the city of Flint. We're gonna have to put some paper and some signatures behind it. We don't have to. I'm gonna have to do some mix. I'm gonna have to do some. I'm gonna have to do a series of shows with the democracy of the fence. Somebody to put boots on the ground. Real talk.
Well, you asked for a question, Rich.
Yeah.
Brother D said, "Rich, go read Black Labor, White Wealth, a book. I guess it's a book he was said you need to check out." And Becky Brown said, "I thought there was a music place at the Empowerment Center."
Yeah. At the Sylvester Broom. Yeah. Yeah. I said that earlier. I said that earlier before. I came up with that. Yeah. Give them what, give them all rewarding young positive energy. Give them what they want today. Give what they need, and teach you the music was one of the things. That's the program that we're gonna put in them buildings, Mick. That's gonna be part of that learning center. You know.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna read that book. But the truth of the matter is, it's all about the people accepting and facing reality and doing realistic things. They can see, no matter what they say, they can see, they can see that what they're doing ain't right. But yet they continue to do it. And some people will talk and do a little right, but in reality is a lot of wrong. And a lot of their decisions, you may receive favor. Sometimes a lot of their decisions don't receive favor. Different people, different, like I said, a lot of different behaviors, a lot of different attitudes, a lot of different people in this city. It's a lot of different choices people have to make. That's why I always say to somebody new, get in on an issue that you're really strong about it, and stay in that lane and observe how people move about all of the other issues, and then continue to move accordingly. But don't just jump in there, let one person telling you this, and then you running that way all with that person. Don't do that. Hear what that person got to say, stay in your lane. And I know you will hear somebody with a different opinion of that. Whether that person is right, whether that person is wrong. Now you getting the feel of how the things go. And then you still gotta look even deeper than that. Because some people appeal to you is the I can call it the Republican and Democrat close. He can appeal to you as a Democrat, but when you pay attention to how he move, how he vote, how he speak up, what he speak up on, what he don't speak up on, you'll be like the Republican. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So you just but we need more people to get in, and we need them not to get discouraged because they run into a person that one time they with the orange, the next time they with the blue and red. Things don't go right with the blue and red. Now they trying to jump back on the orange bandwagon. You know what I'm saying? People that attack, no matter who's in charge, they attack.
Mm.
So to the newcomers, please stay in your lane, get something done. Because if you listen to all this talking that I have been doing today, I done talked about a whole lot of stuff. A whole lot of stuff that Flint really didn't put any weight on. That's go all the way back to why these people are on trial. They didn't really like real talk. We had people in the city of Flint, residents of the city of Flint. One got a talk show. One of them been flipped with a lot of people in the city of Flint. Real talk, sat in the front row, and their campaign colors was red, and they applauded the attorney general people when they said that they were dropping the charge. The people that set that meeting up said no city official could talk. And the only city official that was alive in the water struggle with the water warriors was Eric May. So cut through the yin yang, we talking from the beginning of this main thing. In the beginning, a lot of these people that y'all gonna be bumping into, and y'all may bump into them first because that's what they do. Do your research. Pay attention to the color switching and all of that. Pay attention. It's a real world in this political, and it is really by itself. But hey, a person like me got to play at what you call me a progressive, and the city is full of what liberals and what else all meant.
I'm out of it, Rich. I couldn't say. I don't know, man. I don't know about none of that stuff. I just be talking junk.
Well, I know one thing is two different kinds of Democrats. And what up, my baby? Shorty. So I know is the ones that kind of will speak up to kind of speak up, to the ones that barely speak up or don't speak up and get along with the Republicans.
Basically, Rich, you fight
And
for the people.
I'm the one that both sides blackball
You blackball Rich.
by both sides.
That's what's up.
Forget you. Cause 810
Hey,
News
hey,
Media
hey, hey,
loves me.
brother. Hey, Rich, everybody get blackballed sometime, man. I done been blackballed. That ain't nothing, man. I mean, I feel we in good company, brother. That's all. You good, though, man. You fight for the people. I really wouldn't care about them titles. Because you see how we voted for Democrat, and it's a Democratic governor,
Man,
president, running the Senate and the Congress, and you still
running,
getting hit. Yeah, yeah,
still
you off.
getting hit.
Yeah, Rich, you off camera though, brother. Your face went off
I'm off
camera.
camera.
Now you back on. You took the
All
phone.
right, all right, all right. I'm
You
trying to get. I got two things going on right now,
I
baby. I'm
know.
trying to keep. I'm trying to stay on this camera and keep this camera out of that camera.
That's what you got to do, brother. You got to do better.
You how my song go? You gotta. Sometimes you
Uh,
win, sometimes you lose. You know.
Rich, you all right, man. You done did your thing, man. But like I said, I'm gonna go read that book too. Brother D said. He said Black Labor, White Wealth. I'm gonna go check it out, man.
But we gotta add all of this book knowledge, and we gotta pile it up with common sense. And see, to be honest, we at the stage of do now. Right now, it's common sense we need money coming in here. It's common sense our people need to be putting their brain towards how we gonna bring money in here. It's common sense we need to be talking about adding learning centers everywhere. It's common sense. It's not something that we should have to go and digest. It's not something that we should have to go. It's common sense. It's love. It's we need to start listening to our hearts. We need to start paying attention to that little thing and they're telling us that ain't right. You know that ain't right. Because when y'all do that wrong stuff, y'all know it's wrong. And if y'all don't know it's wrong, Lord help you. I'm really praying for you. Mick, real talk.
No, I'm listening to you, Rich.
Ain't it a little feeling inside of you that telling you this shit ain't right? I shouldn't do it. And sometimes you do it anyway. Am I right or
Yeah,
am I wrong?
nah, you right on that, Rich. But you asking people in the system now that's not set up to help the people though. That's what we got to look at.
Well, first of all, we got to start writing. Number one, how many times have we elected people that ain't changed none of these laws that keep people reading this book that they're talking about? How many times have we elected people that ain't changing? Because in this book, and I ain't read it, and I guarantee you in this book that it's a bunch of laws that need to be changing that this book is going to bring out. I
Well,
guarantee it.
well, maybe with this, Rich, you ever think about this side of it? Like how you said, maybe this is God plan. Since we so caught up in voting and won't go do for self, we steady up here. We was told if we get the Senate and we get the House, we'll get laws passed. That ain't happening. And it's looking like now they about to lose the Senate and the House this upcoming election. I'm
Hold on,
just saying.
let me answer Cynthia Hines right quick.
Go ahead, brother.
Uh, this is what she said. Rich, numbers definitely make a difference. There just wasn't enough people along with our younger generation protesting, rallying on behalf of the water crisis. Lack of support from the residents of Flint. Cynthia, this is what I'm saying. That was a good motion. The follow through, the running loan didn't take place with that, Cynthia. Let me explain to you what I mean about the running loan, because you know Rich Jones running loan. Real talk. What should have happened then? That was the time that remember when I was saying, I had wrote a petition up to demand that the state pay So I think 70% of our water bill, of all Flint residents' water bill, directly to their water accounts, that our water bill should reflect $100 minus 70 paid from the state equals 30. That was the time that petition, I was trying to talk to people and it was some people that would protest because, as you notice, they're still protesting. The numbers done shrunk, but still ain't none of them try to push this petition or get behind me or boost me up or whatever to push that petition. And I'm coming back out with it again because it's time to wake up the people. And I feel that having people stand up and demand that they water, most of their water bill get paid because it's still untapped drinkable. And even if it become tap drinkable today, they still didn't pay for it for 8 years. And even if they didn't pay for it the last year during the pandemic, they still paid for it for 7 years. So it don't matter. From here on out, 70% of the water bill needs to be paid by the state. Then maybe y'all won't have no problem following what Miss Claire got down there called a free water. I mean, a fair water fair, to where they can't raise your water past certain limit. You know, we need to start talking. I'm thinking about the water. We need to start talking about that KWA bond again. We need to start talking about that K-bar. See, like I'm saying, there's so many things. But let me tell y'all something about the KWA bar. And share it is. Type it up yourself and share it. Call a friend and share it. Tell a friend to call 5 friends and say it. And remember, let them know it started from Rich Jones. But anyway, 70% or the 60%, one of them two, of your water bill that you be paying goes towards the KWA. You go through the history and find out who voted for that to take place, or who brought the resolution up. We gotta start voting. That book again, Black Labor, White Wealth.
Right.
We gotta go through there, read that book, find out them laws that they hiding under doing all this racist stuff, and start electing people that willing to change it. That's honestly, Brother D, I'm going to, and I want to read the book with you. Apparently you done read that book. Me and you gonna talk. That's all. I'll read this book. Let's do some reading classes together where we read this book together. And then we're gonna get some more reading classes together. We're gonna read Willie Lynch. And then and that's gonna help me because I be getting a whole lot of text messages from people running for different spots all around the country asking me to donate to their campaign because they are a Democrat and they're running against a Republican.
Hey, brother, what about this book too, Rich, man? We need to throw in this book, How to Eat to Live, books 1 and 2 from the nation.
That's get it, man.
I mean, no, we need to have some of that. No, listen, brother, I get it. I'm just saying you just need to, because we also need to talk about health. You know what I'm saying? Just as people talk about wealth.
We can turn one of them houses into a reading house.
No, you can start it online. You can start your book club online to do that, Rich. That ain't nothing to get do, man.
You can start you a social media house. You can have this. You can have this group doing this in this room. This we can do so much with them houses. Just listen to me. Give me $1 million and let me listen. Give me $1 million. Let me spend this all Harper funds and do something with these 600 houses. Just $1 million, I'll do both of them.
I mean,
and wait, hold on. We'll check this out.
Nope, I'm not listening.
Y'all can give me y'all can give me $1 million, and I will stretch that $1 million over 3 years, and also include spending that other 30 something million that come in next year or the year after. Y'all ain't that's better than giving somebody 1.9 million just to oversight you for 1 year.
Rich, you better get with some council people and let them do that. They ain't gonna let you run that money like that. They now you get with them council
I'm
people.
just, hey, look,
I'm
hey,
telling you
look,
now,
hey,
they
look,
not
hey,
letting
look,
you run that.
hey,
I
Mick,
mean, it sound
they
good,
asked
but
for a solution.
you better get with one of them councilmen or councilwomen and get with one of them. They throwing it when they throw their what's names and get enough people there. They ain't gonna let you run that like that.
Man, they scared to say Rich Jones said $0 of water account. What make you think they gonna stand up there and say we want to hire Rich Jones for $1 million to fix all our
Man,
problems?
I don't know why you think they finna do that. You gonna talk to one of them council people from 1 through 9 and see if you can get them to go with your plan. That's how it's gonna roll. This sound good, but you know, cut it out. Not finna let you do that.
The
And
heck no.
first of all, what we just speaking, like he said, that black, what was it again? Let me go back and find Brother D where he was. Oh yeah, go read Black Labor. You heard what it said, Black Labor. Your ass is to go in there and work. You ain't finna handle that wealth like that. They're not finna let you do that. Let me stop you right now. It was all good. I wasn't even supposed to get on
Hey
here. I
Rich,
was just supposed to let
hey,
you
hey, they
talk.
probably like, hey Rich, we want you to do, we want you to help with the harbor funds. We want you to go help do a cleanup. Do
Well, yeah, they'd rather have your ass clean. You
we
go down there.
we want you to get a volunteer crew to go do a cleanup.
Yeah, well, you try that, they gonna have you arrested. You go down there and tell Neely, they gonna look at you like, man, go sit down somewhere. You ain't trying to hear that about that. So I'm trying to tell you, they ain't listening to that. Rich, they never listen to the people. Listen, man, only people who get listened to are on a more serious note. Only people that they really listen to who they feel got something going on, man. It ain't like your fight is no different, man. I know true. I know. No, well, Rich, Rich, they ain't doing none of that like that, Rich. I know you're hired in a good place, Rich, but they ain't finna let you just run it like that. they not, they not finna let you just, you know what I'm saying, run that show, man. But it's what they want to do it. I see, you know, I really don't care what they do, as long as they bring some money in that can help the city, man. But really, it shouldn't be talking about. That's really, I'm not really trying to listen to that. I'm trying to figure out why they ain't got clean water. All this money being spent, hell, how much do it cost to get the water system fixed? Anybody thought about that yet? They building all these new places and people still can't drink this water. No, get the water, get the infrastructure, get the water, however you're gonna do, get that fixed. And then wherever y'all want to spend that money at after that, go ahead. But get the water fixed first, man. People still bathing in this water. They acting like you can build up this new stuff. But if you still, I don't, you know what I'm saying? Listen, is the water safe or not safe? If the water's still nasty, that should be the only call. Get the water fixed so people don't have to bathe in that. I mean, if you can't drink it, you shouldn't be bathing in it neither. Get the water fixed. All this other stuff about where they're spending this money at. How about get the water fixed and then we can talk about building this other thing that's gonna bring this money in. And I guess they could build a convention center, but I hope the water will be fixed for the rest of the people before they bring this convention center in to bring revenue. Because they gotta wait till they bring revenue to get the water fixed. That's crazy. You wouldn't have to zero balance the water accounts if you had to go get the water fixed. People that's paying their bills, that's insane. And they still gotta take baths or wash up in that water. That is just crazy. But I guess do what you want to do. If the water ain't getting clean, it's sad. So, I mean, however they want to do with it. If the water not fixed, I don't hear nobody talking about that. Is anybody talking about the water not clean? Is that you hearing that, Rich? Anybody talking about the water? You know about fixing the water? Or they gonna try to wait till they get some money in to fix the water? That should be the real cry. When is the water getting fixed? You don't see that? Is anybody from saying that they need to get this? Won't they spend some of them Harper funds to get that water fixed for the people of Flint can be having clean water again? I guess that's what it is. I'm about to shut this one down on this end, Rich. You hear me? I'm finna shut this live down on this side. We'll see y'all tomorrow, people. Stay peace.